What is fake and what is real? Only one of the four videos showing on the screen right now is real. Can you guess which one it is? Did you manage to guess correctly? Sora is the name of the AI tool that is able to create these videos, and its ability to produce images imitating real life is scarily accurate. There are of course still errors and is far from perfect, but the fact that people are already confused and unsure about which information is real and which is fake is frightening. In around 10 months, we have gone from this video of Will Smith eating spaghetti, which was one of the first videos showing what the AI were able to produce, to these videos by Sora, which is a massive improvement. This is the improvement the AI is making in 10 months. What will it be able to produce in a year or two? We are already struggling to see what's real and what's not. Are you confident that you will be able to do it then? And let's say we are still able to tell the difference. What about in 5 years? If you watch a video and you can't tell if it's real or fake, it can be a huge problem. Let's say someone sets fire to your school. A few hours after the incident, videos of you doing it are floating around on the internet. You know you didn't do it, but the video looks 100% real. How will people believe that it wasn't you? Or let's say that someone at school sends an inappropriate video of you to your classmates. It looks 100% authentic, but the video is AI generated. How do you convince your classmates that it wasn't you? Or let's say that it actually was you in both videos. If videos with any possible scenario can be generated at your fingertips in minutes, hundreds of similar videos containing different people doing the same thing could also be created. Even if you did do it, it would be impossible to tell if the video is you or AI generated without more evidence. For example, if you went to court for burning down your school, the police can't use any videos sent by people recording the incident as evidence, as these videos might as well have been generated by AI. The police would have to solve the case the old-fashioned way, by talking to the witnesses and confirm that you have an alibi and that you were not at school at that time. They can still use security camera footage as verification, but if the security cameras shows nothing, it will be very hard for the police to use clues from outside sources. The person who committed the crime can even send in fake AI-generated tips and clues to the police themselves in order to mislead the police. If the perpetrator also knew the location of the security camera, he could have inserted a fake generated video of someone else burning down the school, making it harder to catch him. The suspect's explanation and the witnesses would be the only evidence you could trust. Just like the old days before the rise of modern technology, you can't trust any video if AI can generate any possible scenario. You might have heard the expression seeing is believing. If someone tells you a story about a rare sea beast, you might not believe him unless you see it for yourself. With today's generated videos, even if the video looks 100% real, you would still not believe him unless you see it in person. And sure, on the internet, there has always been videos where you are unsure as to whether or not this video is real or fake. However, in the past, there has always been some telltale signs giving it away. With the videos you will see in the future, there will be none. It will look just as you saw it happen yourself. You're entering a period where for the first time in human history, you can't trust your own eyes anymore. Not even what you hear can be trusted. 11 Labs is a tool that is used to generate voices. And for certain voices, it's already very hard to hear if it's a person talking or if the audio is AI generated.
Hey there, it's Pat Flynn. I hope you're doing well today, and if you're watching this video, I'm probably being blown away at the moment.
What?
Just imagine that your mom is calling, and you answer. The person on the other side of the phone talks exactly like your mom, but it's an AI imitating her voice. This is a technology that will be used in a lot of scams in the future. You probably trust your friends and family the most. And if you believe it's them, and they ask you for money or something else that they need, you would most likely help them out. It will be very hard to verify that is your mom calling, as even caller ID can be fake. You cannot trust that it's her calling, even if it sounds exactly like her. So who can you trust? Many people will say the government and the news, but we have seen governments lie about what's real and what's fake before if it benefits them. What's not to say that they will do it again, but even more convincingly, given that they have an even better tool with AI videos. Let's say you have a president election between two candidates. and the current government in charge do not want the other candidate to win. They can generate videos of him committing a crime, confirm it to be true, and broadcast it to the masses through the news and the internet. The candidate did not commit the crime, but the government are throwing him under the bus since they do not want him elected. Or let's say that the president of a country wants to go to war. Through the news, he is showing his people that the country he wants to go to war with is killing and harassing their own people. In reality, however, nothing is happening in that country, and it is as peaceful as ever. Now, the president has a narrative as to why he wants to go to war, and he also has the support of his people and young people willing to sign up as soldiers to defend the people of their country. Fortunately, not every government wants to lie and spread propaganda, and it will most likely be used in more authoritarian countries. It's easier to control the narrative for a small group of people than in a democracy where there are more conflicting views and opinions. With the news, for example, a bigger percentage of the public will believe your opinion if it's the only opinion being broadcasted. There will also always be people that are skeptical as to whether or not the information they receive is true, just like there is with information today. But even for them, when you add that it's impossible for you to confirm whether videos are real or not, it will become increasingly harder to know what to believe anymore. What you read online will also be harder to verify. Elon Musk has already reported an increase in bot usage on Twitter, and he estimates that a big percentage of his user base is not real. Right now, it is still possible to tell if someone is a human or an AI, but with AI constantly improving, soon you won't be able to tell a difference. Even right now, with powerful tools like chatgpt, it's impossible to know if a single tweet was made by a human. You would have to check the user's tweet history and try to find patterns to determine if the user is real. Bots can also be created in mass, to the point where most of the things you read online is not written by a human, but written by a robot. This is called the dead internet theory, where the majority of interactions online is not with humans, but with bots. The lack of human activity becomes an issue as someone who controls a large bot network can upload things he believes to be true and upload comments backing up the statement. This way, he can manipulate the viewer to agree with his opinion, since seemingly everyone else seems to agree with him. Just ask yourself, if someone has a lot of uploads, aren't you more inclined to side with him compared to someone who gets a ton of dislikes? Some people who believe in this theory believe that it's happening right now, and that most people you interact with online are already bots. Schools face similar problems with tests and ChatGPT right now. If tests are taken where students have access to the internet, students can generate an answer to their thesis in seconds. If the test is taken without internet, you just have to be connected to the internet for a few seconds with 5G to generate the response. The only way you can determine if the student wrote it is if they take the test at school with only a pen and paper, without the phone on them, so they have nothing to access the internet with. The internet has functioned as a hive mind consisting of all of humanity's ideas and our collective intelligence. It will still store the same information, but with so much misinformation going around, it will become increasingly harder to filter out the noise. What's real and what is not will be a blur, and what used to be a hub of information for mankind will become a hub with just as much misinformation. If you can use 1 trillion of bots to rank higher on every search engine and website imaginable, and post 1 trillion of fake clips that are impossible to tell whether it's fake or not, the internet effectively becomes a useless source of information. The few good ideas written by real people would just drown in a massive cesspool of noise. The only way the internet will be usable is if you're able to verify whether something is AI generated or not. That means that the detection systems needs to get better. For example, if you see a video, there needs to be a marker saying whether or not this was AI generated, similar to what Twitter do to their users with community notes. The same system could also be applied to bots to determine whether or not the user is a real person. But verification systems are not there yet, and if it takes too long for us to get there, we are entering some confusing times ahead, and who knows? With so much noise and misinformation on the internet, maybe we need to go outside again, for example to the library, to ensure that we get accurate information. For while all the information online will be hard to verify, your ability to obtain information in the physical world will stay the same, at least for now.